Hi guys, Chris the Ultimate Recycler. We're at the shop once again. In fact, only just finished filming last episode 5 minutes ago. This episode, episode 43, I'm going to get some more car manuals out. We'll quickly go through some more car manuals, Ford ones, sort out what we're going to do. I'll show you what's left in the cupboard. There's a lot of other stuff other than Ford that I didn't realise, so we'll have a look at those as well. Okay, I've spread a few out on the ground just to sort out what sort of models we have and what sets are left, and how we're going to market them. I'll probably do them in groups, just, you know, all the same model, all the different manuals. There's usually a couple of volumes of the repair manual, then there's a wiring diagrams, and there's control emissions and other things. So we'll group them into sets. The boxes here, the Hello Fresh box and the other one, are still all the Nissan stuff. The guy is coming back in mid-September to pick all those up, so that will be good. And as you saw in the last episode, we've got a lot of space here, cleaned off those shelves almost completely, and we'll get onto these milk crates shortly. But today we're going to, I won't pull any more out of the cupboard at the moment, but I have sorted them. So the top shelf and most of the second shelf are all kind of aftermarket parts and tuning specifications, and I think timesheets and things that aren't particularly related to any vehicle. The next one, we have Ford stuff there. There's a bit of Ford stuff there. I've been sorting them into groups. More Ford stuff there. The bottom row, we have a little bit of Ford stuff, but all this stack here, we have all sorts. There's Toyota, there's Holden, there's a couple of Gregory's aftermarket manuals. There's some interesting older stuff too, so we'll get into that at some stage. The ones on the ground here, well, we have more, I think these are RACV training manuals and things, so not particularly any model car. There's some older Ford stuff and some more Explorer stuff. So we'll sort out some of these Explorer ones today, put them in groups, get them listed on Facebook Marketplace. I'm not going to eBay any of those, I don't think, and maybe pull a couple more out of here to empty the cupboard a bit more. And once we finish all the Ford stuff, I'll go through the other models or the other brands, and then we'll have to work out what to do with all these ones. There's air conditioning components, Berkeley exhaust systems, gasket catalogue, tuning specifications, AA, CC time guides for mechanical repairs. So a lot of catalogues for various things that were aftermarket parts for garages. A Hella catalogue, they were lights. I think there's like fan belts and brake parts and all that sort of stuff. Mostly 1990s era. I don't know that they're going to have a lot of value. There's some older books up there. A couple of them at least anyway. And there's a couple of older ones. There's a servicing guide at the back there for British motor vehicles. That's quite an old one. And this one right in front here is, what's this one? AutoServe book. I don't know what AutoServe was. Book 5. I don't think I have the other ones. These are just empty Ford manuals. They were parts catalogue manuals, but they're just empty. So, okay, let's get some of these ones on the floor here through to the bench and work out what we're going to do with them. And here's the last lot we did just before we get some more new ones through. I've got them at the shop at $100 per set. I have put them, I haven't finished. I've put some of them on Facebook Marketplace, and I did sell one set. There was the HE Mondeo set. I have sold those, got $100 for 3 manuals, but haven't had any bites on any of the others at this stage. I think I've listed them at $100 per set, but I think as each week goes by, I'll drop at $10. So eventually they will sell. So I'm probably due to drop the ones that are already listed, which are these ones down the bottom, the VH Transit and the BA Escape. I'll drop them down. Even though I said in my first video, I think I was only going to put 60 on the BA Escape. I started everything at 100 just to make it easy, but I'll keep discounting them until they sell. But none of those are worth eBaying. The eBay ones I'm going to pack away, which I mentioned in the last video about manuals. And we'll check out the ones for this week and see what I'm going to stash aside for a rainy day. So here's the next collection to go through to keep this episode fairly quick. We have quite a lot of Explorer models. There's a 1998 Explorer here. There's, what do we got? Repair manual supplement, powertrain control emissions. We have a electrical vacuum troubleshooting manual, and another one. Maybe that's in two parts. Anyway, I'm going to sell these in groups of what they are. So this is a 1998 Explorer. I'm going to start each group at $100 on the Facebook Marketplace or Facebook specialist Ford groups. There's a UN Explorer. Does that go with that one? I'm not sure. I'll have to sort them out again. I had them sorted and then I've dumped them all up here. There's another Explorer. This is the 1997 Explorer, the UN. Well, that's what the blue one goes with. So there's a whole heap. I think there's 4 volumes of the repair manual. So it's a complete set of these ones, plus the powertrain, control, emissions, and the other one, the electrical one. So there's a lot of manuals here for $100. Now I've shown AI all these sets and it was quite helpful. I don't know how accurate. I think it's reasonably accurate. I have searched eBay myself as well. I haven't found too many complete sets, but I've found a lot of the individual manuals. They don't get a great deal. I think a complete set will get a premium price. But you know, I'm kind of happy to pass them on fairly quickly. I'm not looking for super top dollar, but I'm going to ask $100 per set. Maybe that is super top dollar, I'm not sure. We have a manual set here for the Explorer. Again, this is the UQ 1999. And I think this is a complete set as well. There's 5, 6 manuals there. So anyone that's got one of these is going to probably see pretty good value in $100. Mind you, postage, I posted a set to Western Australia the other day and that was $70 postage. So it depends where you are because they are super heavy. Like this stack I think is probably about 10 kilos. So obviously big advantage to the guys that are local to here. We have some better ones. And again, I asked AI which ones are worth, which should I sell now and which are likely to increase in value because the car involved is much more of a collector car. Sometimes they become quite iconic. The EF and EL apparently has much more of a following than, say, the Explorer. I'm not going to keep too much, so AI did suggest that some of these might be worth keeping for a bit, but I think these can go. There's also the Probe, which I think is the same as one of the Mazda models. This one's the 1996. They weren't sold a lot in Australia, and AI suggested that they could well have a much better following in a few years. I don't know if I want to keep these. We have a big repair manual. We have the electrical vacuum troubleshooting manual and the powertrain manual. I could put them aside. I could ask $100 for the set. I think that's what I'll do because I don't want to keep too much bulk. Also, we have the, what's this, the 994 EF. And again, that one could increase quite a lot in value, but again, I don't know. I think I'll put $100 on that set. This one I will keep. This is an XB 1974, if I remember correctly. I used to drive an XB Ute. AI was pretty excited about this, and it could well keep going up in price. It's in good condition. It's quite an iconic era car. I think it's the same model that Mad Max drove, an XB Ford. So I could ask maybe $150 for it now. It might be worth another $100 in a couple of years. I think it's worth putting aside. Doesn't take up much space. I'll put that one aside. Also, I'll possibly put this series aside, the XF Falcon Longreach Ute. We have 2 of the technical training note booklets, and then the repair manual supplement and the actual repair manual. So that's the Ute and the van, the XH model. Is that what I said? I think these were still Australian made, so that's going to add a bit extra value to them. I think they could increase a lot in value, particularly it covers the V8s, and a V8 Ute is very Australian. It has a good following now. It's likely to get much better. So even though that's a bit of a stack, I think they're worth putting aside. The only other stack I got here was the Probe again, which is the earlier one, 1994. So again, it's more of a sports car. It may appreciate in value, but probably not as much as some of the others. I'll probably list that set there at $100 as well. So we're going to get some pretty good value. I'm hoping to sell some of the bigger sets so I don't have to move too many books because they're actually heavy and it's quite tiring. But we've got this little stack to put aside for future eBaying, and they could appreciate to a much higher figure than what I'd get now. They're unlikely to get any cheaper, put it that way. So there we go. That's what we're going to do today. We'll keep this video pretty short. I'll write out a list and I'll show you now. And that's what I'm going to be asking. And as I said before, one of the previous lots has sold. That was the HE Mondeo. I'll put a photo up of that one now if you missed it. I got $100 for that set. And that was the one that went to WA. So the guy paid $170 for that set. And the other ones, I've still got to put a few more on the Facebook groups that I haven't got round to from that previous video. I'll try and get these done after you've seen this video. I'll wait until this one goes public in case any of you guys want something. And then after they've been on a week, I think I'll go through and adjust the price, give them a $10 discount down to $90. 2 weeks time, go down to $80. 3 weeks time, go down to $70. I think I'll just keep doing that until they sell. That way, there's no sense hanging out for top dollar if, you know, most of the Ford guys will be seeing it on all the Ford groups. If they don't sell straight away, they're obviously not worth that. So that's going to be my strategy. We'll finish up this video now. We'll do another selection of manuals soon, go through some more Ford stuff, and eventually we'll get to some pretty interesting Holden. There was Toyota, there was lots of other stuff. I do have a stack of old Land Rover manuals somewhere. Some of them go back quite a long way, so that could be interesting. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.